Good morning. Well, when you sell rural properties, we're required to do a little bit more work. And one of those things that we need to do is we need to do a water sample from the well to make sure that your water is potable. And what's potable mean? So that you can drink it, that you can use it for normal household use. So, as you can see here, this is a well crock. In this particular case, we're dealing with a dug well. Dug well usually are put in, they're not so much anymore, but in 40, 50 years ago sort of thing, they were used quite a bit. Generally, when the water table is a little higher, they use them. When the water table is lower, what happens is you'll see some houses that have a pipe that's maybe 6 or 8 inches in diameter, sticking up maybe 18, 24 inches above the ground. Well, that's a drilled well. Generally, they're substantially deeper than any dug well. So what I'll do, we'll take a look inside the well. So these are the well crocks. I've taken the lid off, and I don't know how far down you can see there, but this is probably 1, 2, 3. This well here is probably somewhere around 30 feet deep. So what we'll do now, we'll go into the house and I'll show you how to take a water sample. Okay, so we're now in the house. And generally what we like to do is take the sample from the kitchen sink. Usually it gets the most amount of use, etc. So first thing you need to do, we need to take this off. Because generally what happens is, between laundry soap and people maybe taking a drink from there, that it has some contamination, etc. in it. And we want to get rid of that. Next thing that we need to do is take our finger, make sure there's nothing stuck up inside here. And take a match or lighter and just burn the edges here to kill anything that could possibly be there. And then turn on the water. And then we're going to let the water run. Okay, so we've let that run for about 1 to 2 minutes. And now what we need is a water bottle. So we'll take the lid off this water bottle and we will get a water sample. So lid is off, as you can see. Just take and run it underneath the tap. There is a line on the bottle, and what you want to do is you want to fill it above that line, as you can see. So our test is done. What we'll do now is we'll take that to the district health unit, and there's also a private testing facility as well. If you need it done within 24 hours, it costs about $20 to get that done. So what will happen now is we'll look to see if there's any bacteria in the water. Now there's 2 numbers. What you want to have is 0, 0. On the left hand side, or the first number, that number can get out of whack a little bit, can be 60, 70, 80 parts per million, even greater than that, 150, 200. What that means is there's just sort of organic bacteria in the water. So over a period of time, especially with a dug well, there's stuff that gets into the dug well, runoff, that sort of thing. So that can affect your water. And with the potable water, as we talked about, that you want to make sure that's clean for normal household use. So what you would do in that case is if a sample comes back with high first number, you would shock your well. And what is shocking your well? Well, you would take Javex, you would pour it into your well, run the taps for probably 10-15 minutes to get it circulated through the system, let it sit for 24 hours, and then come back and run the water until you can't smell the bleach anymore. And majority of the times, probably 99% of the time, that fixes your problem. Now, the second number, as I said, you want 0, 0. The second 0 is E. coli. We know what E. coli is. That's terrible stuff in your water that it's really difficult to fix other than putting in a new well. So that's something where you would have to take and get in a well expert and talk with them. Now, the other options are as well that if you're having bad water supply, is there's sediment filters, there's UV lights, etc., that you can use to help and make sure that you're going to get potable water. So hopefully this is a little bit helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, call, text, or email, and we'll fill you in, and I'll show you what the results look like when we get them in a day or so. Have a great day.